Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
The People's Champion expected the screams, but the silence was worse. Bartle Schultz moved through the lower corridors of the Fingers with his hood pulled low. The bounders who passed him keep their heads down. This is part of their training. In the northern part of the prison, it is expected that everyone is there for a reason. They haven't been here for weeks. The whole place has a different feel from when the Ungovernables trained here. Bartle can't quite believe he's back, but there is little Rosalind could ask that he'd say no to. Her instructions were simple. Mr. Bartle, the prisoner's name is Axel Runholm. He and Shaq fought together a long time ago. Shaq wants to come himself, but we both know how that would end. Bring his friend home, Bartle. And if you happen to discover what Cypher is working on, I wouldn't object. But do not engage him. He concerns me. Rosalind always sounds calm, but Bartle knows better than to mistake calm for softness. The corridor ahead opens into a narrow gallery overlooking a chamber below. Pressing himself against the stone wall, Bartle looks down. The room below is brightly lit. Steel tables stand in neat rows, instruments rest on trays, and assistants move between stations with machine-like precision, carrying tools and buckets of dark water. In the centre of the room stands Cypher. Bolt upright, he is wearing a leather apron stained by old work. His sleeves are rolled to the elbows. There is nothing hurried about him. He works with the patience of a craftsman. On the operating table before him lies a man, strapped down and unmoving. Bartle recognises the armour immediately. Imperial, not a soldier, an officer. What remains of his uniform has been cut away. His face is pale and his eyes are wide open. Cypher lowers a brass mechanism into the opening in the man's chest. The officer screams. Cypher never looks up. Hold him, he says. The hooded assistant obeys. The officer struggles for a few moments before exhaustion overcomes him. Cypher then adjusts a series of screws built into the mechanism. The body on the table convulses and blood sprays across his apron. Then stillness. Cypher observes the corpse for a few seconds. Interesting, he says, cleaning his hands with a white piece of material. After a moment, he tosses it aside and waves towards one of his assistants. Like clockwork, the assistant wheels the body for the room. I think our guest is ready. Bartle has seen enough. He moves on from the gallery. The deeper levels of the Fingers are older than the workshops above. Stone replaces iron, and the air grows colder. He passes a row of cells. Most are empty, but one is not. There is an orc sitting against a far wall. He looks dead. Bartle's first thought is that he's arrived too late. Then the orc lifts his head. His left eye is cloudy white. Scars cover his scalp and neck. But to Bartle's surprise, the cell door stands open. Nobody has bothered to lock it. The orc frowns.
Hello?
His voice is rough. Bartle remains still.
Is someone there?
Oh, well, my name is Bartle Schultz, and I'm here to rescue you.
He rubs a hand across his face.
Good. I don't recognize your name.
Don't be ridiculous, darling. Of course you do.
Bartle replies.
Are you new?
Oh, yeah. Something like that.
Bartle studies what remains of the armour. Purple and gold. The insignia has been scratched away, but not well enough. 13th Legion. Shaq's Legion.
Tell me, what's your name, handsome?
Bartle asks, looking for confirmation of his charge. The orc's milky eye stares at the floor. After several moments, he speaks.
I was Axel.
His brow tightens.
Axel Runholm.
The name seems to settle something inside him.
I was a centurion,
Another pause.
I think.
Bardal steps closer.
You,
Axel blinks.
and will be again if I'm the judge.
The orc laughs once.
If I knew that, I wouldn't be sitting here.
There is a soft clicking sound somewhere inside his head.
Girl, what have they done to you?
They keep asking questions.
Who does, old boy?
The interrogators. Cypher.
Cypher, eh? What does he want, the devil?
The bird people.
He frowns.
The birds. The order. The order of the Heron.
Bardal feels his stomach tighten.
The Order? What about them?
Cypher wants names, routes, safe houses, meeting places, locations.
Axel closes his eye.
He is obsessed.
His hand trembles.
I don't know how much I gave them.
He looks ashamed.
My memory isn't what it used to be. It feels broken. I think I tell him everything, and some things I don't. Anything to make it stop.
Bardal glances at the scars behind his ear. Axel taps the side of his head.
That's where they work. Every time they open me up.
He frowns.
More disappears.
For a moment, he looks lost. Then suddenly, his expression changes.
The woman.
What woman?
The noble upstairs.
Bardal says nothing.
She doesn't belong here. They're using her.
Using her? Using her for what?
Axel's head moves wildly.
Trap. She is a trap.
Axel, focus, my darling. Who is she?
The wild movement stops. Gears click and whir behind the scar tissue surrounding his ruined eye. A crimson light flares within the socket.
You have to help me escape. I can't stay here anymore. I can't.
Bardal kneels beside him.
Fear not, big fella. I'll get you out of here. But first, I must know the woman. Who is she?
The orc's face looks broken, and he turns to Bardal to answer. His replaced eye flashing crimson red.
Tell me, Axel. Tell me her name.
He won't be able to avoid it. She'll lead them to their doom.
Welcome on and all to Dice Company Small Embers Chapter 107, where a group of friends weave tales of triumph, heroism and despair under the guise of playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Tom and I'll be your DM for the continuing adventures of the Order of the Heron. Order of the Heron, introduce yourselves and tell us one fun fact about your characters.
Hi, I'm Harry, and I play Tok, an imposing 6'8" automaton.
Way!
Human language is possibly more complex and self-contradictory than even the humans realise. A recent example Tok has discovered: a juvenile goat is called a kid. Humans regularly eat juvenile goats, and yet, if you inform them that the soup they just ate contained a kid, they get unreasonably upset.
Loved the fact, still concerned that everyone's stepping on my soup territory.
In your soup territory. The extra foot is for flavouring.
Absolutely owned.
God damn it.
So quick as well, so quick.
It was. Hi, I'm Charlie and I play Vander Finnick. Vander, and this is just a nice, strange, nowhere fun fact. I'm not having to go at anyone.
Don't tell the listeners how to feel. Get on with it.
Vander refuses to kill spiders indoors. Once in their post, they've accepted employment as Vander sees it, and they simply should be treated as allies doing battle on a different plane of combat.
Hasn't Vander literally killed a spider indoors in chapter 3?
What kind of spider are we talking about?
Big cave spider in a cave.
Spider. Yeah.
Oh, well, a different kind of spider. It's a totally different situation. that was doing battle on our plane of combat.
Also, a spider's outdoors just fair game.
Well, yeah, I would say so. Sometimes, depending.
Real covering your ass there.
I tell you what, Hazmat called Blitz, and I haven't recovered.
And you're seeing ghosts.
I really am. I'm like Footsteps Falco right now.
Another,
Just want to throw the ball.
another reference that everyone's going to get. Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm playing Seek Sorrow. And last week I spoke about the new Seek Sorrow coat of arms. Today, the final detail, the house motto. Seek Sorrow has chosen something simple, written in common because he wants to become the champion of all the ill-fated and unfortunate. The words are, in misery, hope.
Wow.
Very nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do with that.
Can't really attack it.
It was just good.
Good fact. Just, yeah, what are you going to do?
Want me to try? I'm just
Never. Literally never.
philosophically speaking, in misery, hope, where?
Well, it could be several things. It could be that simply a statement that there is hope in misery, or it could be an injunction to hope in misery, or it could be a literal in the city of misery, hope.
I retire.
Yeah.
This is not going.
He was ready, wasn't he? He was ready for that.
He really was.
Yeah.
He was.
For 11 seconds, I'm the Gary Kasparov of fun facts. Next week, I'll go back to introducing myself as if my name was the character and the character was called Alex.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play Benny Quez. Now, Benny claimed that blowing up the Ink Court was just a good way to send a message, a symbolic gesture, if you like. This isn't quite true. While the Ink Court in Lunadyne is the central and primary records office, there are various sub-office outposts across Alphon, including one in Middleton. The children of the orphanage where Benny grew up were frequently farmed out to the Middleton branch for cleaning, repair work, and general dog's bodying. Perhaps needless to say, they were not well treated while they did this. So Benny had a bit of an old score to settle. However, he is well aware that the others don't think of him as someone who holds a grudge, so he hasn't felt the need to mention this to the other members of the group.
But now we know.
Strong.
Yeah,
Really strong.
I liked it. Also, I'm terrified of attacking people's facts now. I'm just lying in a bloody heap over here.
I mean, I
All
did leave that open by suggesting that Benny thinks that the others don't consider him someone who holds a grudge. But you're gonna
Nope, I'm cowering. Don't hurt me, Benny.
The grudge bringer himself.
The faux hammer.
Shall we try the rapid fire housekeeping again? And get it right this time. It's been a week. Okay, ready? Rapid fire housekeeping. Don't forget to follow us on
Blue Sky, TikTok, and Instagram.
Socials
in general.
We're not on Instagram. Do not
general.
follow us on Instagram for the love of all that is holy.
I don't know. I don't have any of these social medias.
Oh my god.
YouTube, maybe? I don't.
Yes.
Hey.
YouTube. Right. Come join us on the official Dice Company Discord server, the Dicecord.
the greatest TTRPG server in the entire world.
Chef's kiss, chef's kiss. This is going to be fun. Check out our other shows.
Check them out, guys. They're all good. Every one of them. Each one better than the last, depending on the order you go for. Every kick of the ball mattering to someone somewhere.
Want to have a stab at what our other shows actually are?
Don't forget to listen to Gah.
No. I know them, but I can't now. Okay, so we've got plenty of shows. Let me say that. Plenty of shows. If you want shows, we've got them.
Oh my God.
That's for sure. So I just keep getting stuck on Candela Obscura, which is a really weird one shot that we even talk
That's
about.
in
Yes.
one-shot stories.
Oh yeah. One-shot stories, Candela Obscura, Kids on Bikes. We've got Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu. We've got Darkstar, the Galaxy's local service provider, which Dave described as new-ish. I don't know what kind of sales pitch that was.
I think that's accurate.
But
It's quite new, but not completely new. It's newish.
To be fair to Dave, Charlie, David finished an hour before you are still going.
well, need I go on? Because so many shows. Tales of Kelvala. Need I go on? There we go.
I don't want this to continue, but Charlie, what should all the listeners do with these shows?
They should take them to their friends. I don't know why I chose that line.
Oh my God. Please leave us a 5-star review on all of them on any platform you listen to.
Of course. Any less than 5 stars is an insult.
That is actually true.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
If you don't want to give us 5 stars, just don't give us any stars. And I don't mean give us 0 stars. Shut up.
Get away from all the shows that we do, of which there are many. Need I go on?
And finally, Al.
Please join our Patreon, the best place to enjoy all the madness we produce.
Excellent. And what do people get for joining our Patreon?
Love.
Love? They don't get love.
Their dreams fulfilled.
Also, we can't promise that.
A dream is a wish your heart makes.
I didn't ask for a quote.
And please remember...
They get early access to episodes and, of course, our fantastic companion show. Brilliant. Extra roll. Thank you. Well done, everyone, for remembering what we do. And please remember, it doesn't pay to ignore warnings, even when they don't make sense. So let's turn the page on the next chapter of Dice Company. Previously on Small Embers, Tok and Benny are deep below Lunadyne in New Meridian, in conversations with the secret society of sentient automatons, known as the Hermetic Order of the Golden Quill. Meanwhile, on street level, Vander and Seeksorrow are enjoying the impromptu celebrations of Astrid's death and victory in Lunadyne. The evening has passed with no signs of slowing down. The Kettle and Broomsticks has become the hub of the celebrations in Lunadyne. It is packed to the rafters, there is a band playing live music, people are dancing, drinking, singing, and just generally having the times of their life. Seeksorrow and Vander, you are sat at the bar where Gideon is looking a little bit rushed off his feet, having to serve so many people.
And I wonder what they would think if they knew they were being served by a king.
Well, I should imagine they'd be pretty surprised. And there's also 2 lords at the bar.
Indeed there are. All hail the barkeeping fraternity.
As Vander slugs another creme de menthe.
This creme de menthe goes down rather well. I believe it is assisting me in continuing the necessary refinements I require in order to pull off the most devious and skullduggerous caper. Of course, I refer to the getting of the required cart we need, and indeed promised to acquire.
Where'd you put it all, Vander? I thought by now you'd be falling all over the place. You look like you're going to fall over when you haven't been drinking.
You've been honest with me, Seeksorrow, so I'll be honest with you,
says Vander, sounding slightly slurred.
A lot of it just dribbles down the inside of my mask.
Well, that's not the worst use of it, Vander, to be honest.
I always thought that people might be somewhat disgusted if they saw that my cheek was not watertight.
Well, they might be, or maybe tonight they wouldn't, but who cares what they think, eh? I mean, I hear Benny's got webbed feet, so, small problems, really.
I still count my blessings that I am not afflicted with such gruesome abnormalities as that.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But come, Seeksorrow. I feel that we have unfinished conversations, and now we have been lubricated with the proper serum of truth. Perhaps I may trouble you for a little more of your story.
Well, I admit I wish that girl would come back.
Vander looks around.
You give me a perception check if you want.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Let's do a perception.
I don't.
Give me a perception check, baby.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to get...
You call for the thunder, I bring the lightning.
That's a 5.
She is nowhere to be seen.
Vander did look around, but he's too drunk and he didn't turn his head.
Or Vander did turn his head, but he turned his...
He just kept his eyes on Seek-Sorrow.
He turned his magical eye in the opposite direction at exactly the same speed, so his eye remained trained on exactly the same point.
This bar is a strange place,
says Vander, as he tries to refocus on Seek-Sorrow.
It does seem to be rocking a little bit, and I'm a sea captain, so I have a bit of knowledge of that. Air captain, I should say, maybe. An air sea captain. Sea air captain.
You are indeed, Seek-Sorrow. Tonight of all nights, I find myself unwilling to challenge your credentials.
Got a hat. Seek-Sorrow points at his hat.
I am finding some motivation. Perhaps a change of subject.
Probably for the best, Vander. I think that some of the creme de menthe has gone right down my throat.
Speaking of my complications,
Vander says, gesturing at the broken cheek underneath his mask and everywhere else on his body.
I understand you had some acquaintance with the gift giver of my situation. I refer to my torturer, your acquaintance, Joseph.
So Seek-Sorrow had been swaying along on his seat, enjoying the buzz and the feeling of being a bit drunk in the bar. But he stops, absolutely stock still at that. And he thinks for a minute and he says, yeah, I knew him.
And what did you make of the man?
There wasn't much to make, at least at the start. He was polite and, he wasn't horrible or anything, not to me or anyone else that I could see. He was just sort of an official, if you know what I mean, in the, like those men we met out in the street with their ledgers and all that. He wasn't like a brute, as I knew it then. He wasn't very interested in me, I don't think. He focused on the prisoners, really. But as you know, he was very interested in some of them in particular. And the first time I noticed something was really weird was when there was people on my list, not like my list, well, another subject really, but on my day's work, the heads that needed cutting off. And just once or twice, people who were meant to be on that day's work were taken off and given instead to Joseph. Well, that was one of the things that started to worry me about being there. Because why would you, if someone's up for the death penalty, you've decided they've got to go, and you chop their head off. Like, why would they give them to this odd little, just this man, right? There's nothing special about him as far as I could see. But there is something special about him, isn't there, Vander? There's something really odd about him.
Indeed, Seek-Sorrow.
You'd think that when you reach the top of the list to have your head on the block, that's the worst thing that could happen. So for the first time, I thought maybe people had been, kind of let off. It was like a less bad thing that was happening to them. But I've thought about it over the years, and I'm pretty sure the people who got taken off my list and put on Joseph's had it far worse than if they'd just been left with me.
You are quite correct, Seek-Sorrow. One might assume that striking a name from a list of the damned indicated a reprieve, some glorious second gift of life. But no, rather a further condemnation, and proof that death, or even those who are to die, may still serve a purpose, however dark. But I am intrigued. You didn't find Joseph ghoulishly sinister?
Not really. He just, he was neat and smart and polite, like any other sort of, like I say, he seemed unofficial. He didn't, walk around, like, he's not what you'd think of as a torturer. I mean, I wore a black hood and carried a big axe. People would have thought if they'd looked at my belt, they'd found all kinds of, thumb screws and little knives and stuff, but that's not me. That's not what I did. I don't know if he did either, but I guess he had tools of his trade. I never saw him. I suppose you did.
I remember the way you looked, Seek-Sorrow,
says Vander, his eye gleaming.
You saw me?
I saw an executioner, and from my understanding now, there was only one.
Only one at a time when I was there, I'm sure. I suppose there was one before me and one after.
And simple process of elimination indicates that you saw me of sorts, at least in the form of a name on your list.
I've been thinking about this, Vander. Ever since we saw your dad, found out about your old life. I mean, I know you knew it, but we found out about it. And since then, a little memory's been forming in my head. I'm sorry to say not all the names that pass through my line of work do get remembered. I don't remember every single person. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like I saw the name Highmore. But I never cut your head off. Because, not meaning to brag, but you wouldn't be here now if I had.
Very true. And of course I did look somewhat younger then.
Well, I didn't take much interest in the prisoners, as you can imagine. I didn't really have a role. I wasn't a jailer. I wasn't meant to be involved with them or sorry for them or anything. That was discouraged, as you can imagine.
Well, I assure you that Joseph took all the interest a man can take in prisoners. More, if you can imagine such a thing.
And yet he came out like someone who just delivered a letter or, changed the sheets. I suppose it's hard for you to imagine, but I saw him come out of the cell sometimes, and he didn't come out, breathless and bloodied. He came out like he didn't have a care in the world.
True detachment seeks sorrow. Nothing less. A requirement for someone as meticulous as Joseph was.
Why did he do it, though, Vander? I know what he did. I can see, I'm sorry to say, what his line of work entails. What I don't understand is why. Did you have some great secret? Did you refuse to tell him your code for your father's vault? I mean, I'd have just handed it over if I was you.
I have many great secrets, seek sorrow, but Joseph's motivations were simple. The acquisition of power, and the extraction of power from a particular breed of person. Those involved, selected, ordained, genetically, if I'm any judge, as members of the Roshan. Imagine if you found power inside another being, and were so detached that you could search for that power in any way you saw fit, with any means, any tool, and with infinite time. What do you imagine would such a fascination produce in one such as Joseph?
I can't think I understand one such as Joseph. Even Ericsson and Salazar and even your good self on your more colourful days, Vander, have shown an ability to bend the moral codes and do bad things for their own reasons. But I think there's something special, a special category of evil maybe that person has, that I start to wonder from what you've said and what I look back and see in him. Maybe was he just doing it for fun?
I don't suppose one such as Joseph knows fun, and you're correct. I adeptly sail the swirling winds of morality and negotiate them, master them at times. But maybe I can simplify what I imagine Joseph's moral position is to you. Humans are to Joseph what your axe blade is to you. You may sharpen it, you may care for it, but you don't feel for it. It is simply a tool, one you may choose to use as you wish. Indeed, I've seen you swing that axe as hard as you can. Did you care for the axe, seek sorrow? No. But you were intent on a purpose.
All right, Vander, I think I understand. And I think I have a purpose for that axe. And Seek Sorrow reaches into his pocket, takes out a little notebook, and writes the word Joseph at the bottom of a list.
Ah,
says Vander, so interested that he actually puts his next creme de menthe back.
The famous list.
How do you know about my list? Says Seek Sorrow, holding it to his chest.
I am rather perceptive. If you hadn't noticed, I believe that list contains 3 names, one of which is my own.
Yeah, how did you find my little book, Vander?
I've never seen the page. I simply watch you when you write.
All right, says Seek Sorrow, and He lets the book now sort of fall open on his knee, so it's no longer hidden.
As I suspected. My name in your hand. How interesting.
I mean, it's got a question mark, Vander.
And what an auspicious punctuation to have against one's own name. Contained within that question mark is a rather larger problem, one would assume.
I suppose so. What do you think it means?
I think it means two things. And I suspect I owe you some evidence to assist you in your question. So let me say this, Seek Sorrow, and listen carefully.
And Vander leans in.
I will not speak of what happened after I died. And be sure I died. I do not believe my time here is infinite. I believe I have only delayed the inevitable. But I struck a bargain. A bargain that will set me on a path. You say, Seek Sorrow, that you are seeking redemption of sorts. I am on a different path. When you come to answer that question, I foresee a time where you will not believe what I am about to do. I ask you only this. When that time comes, you must trust me, even though everything else around you suggests that you shouldn't.
You're going to do something really, really bad, and you want me to believe that it's secretly probably good somehow. I feel like I've been burned with that one before, Vander. That's my worry. I went along with things, and that's why I started keeping the list. Because up until then, I was following somebody else's.
Then I will tell you one more thing. I may have struck a bargain too far, even for one as adept as myself. There is something I must do, Seek Sorrow. Something you will struggle to understand when the time comes. But I promise you, you will see the real me in that moment, and you must trust that I will do what is right for everyone.
Do you know what, Vander? Despite everything I think I do, I'll give you my word that if I'm satisfied after whatever day is coming, if I'm satisfied that you've kept your word as given now, I'll scratch your name from this list.
Then for now the question mark remains. I'll drink to that,
says Vander, raising his creme de menthe.
Gideon has now got bored of serving drinks behind the bar and has clambered in front of the band on a stool, and he's singing. I went to an alehouse I used to frequent. I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I can have any day, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. I will play the wild rose and no, never, no more.
Do you know, Vander, for the first time I can really see he's Benny's dad.
An update on the cart situation, Seek Sorrow. I draw near to the most devious plan I have yet concocted. 2 more creme de menthes by my estimations, and I will have arrived.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Deep beneath the city of Lunadyne sits the secret city of sentient automatons called New Meridian. Benny and Tok are speaking with Brother Cadogan and Tika, 2 automatons who have information about a secret project of the Emperor's, something relating to devices simply known as receptors. Benny and Tok, Brother Cadogan and Tika have escorted you to the leisure area. They sit you down, and Brother Cadogan begins to sign. We do not know every detail. We do not know exactly what will happen when it begins. But we know enough. Enough to be afraid. The Empire has always viewed automatons as tools, components, property. When a machine is built to carry power, nobody asks what happens to the wires. We believe receptors were built using principles derived from automaton cognition itself. Fragments of what makes us aware, what makes us alive. If that is true, then when the Ashen Wake begins, every automaton connected to those principles will become vulnerable. Perhaps only briefly, perhaps permanently, almost certainly catastrophically.
What does vulnerable mean in this context, Brother Cadigan?
Dead. The receptors have been built all over the continent. Small components, never an entire thing. They are to be used in the Ashen Wake, surrounding the site of the ritual, to amplify its power to every automaton and from every automaton to all living creatures.
Query, Brother Catagan, how were you intending to harvest Jurima trees if automatons would perish?
We have been building our own receptors to protect us down here. And he gestures up, and you can see these strange metal devices. They're like kind of towers, literally like electrical receptors, and they're scattered equal distance apart all the way around the ceiling and around many of the tunnels. These things are everywhere, and as you look at them, you can see there's little electrical charge to them.
So this isn't a cellar, this is an ark.
That is an apt description.
Bloody hell.
Does Tok recognise the receptors from Torren's base at Misery? Had he any similar technology there?
Very similar indeed.
Interesting.
When the Ashen Wake spreads through the land, and all automatons who are unable to make it to New Meridian are destroyed, we will be protected. When it is over, we will ascend back to the surface to reclaim what remains.
Tok, I thought if we killed Astrid, I thought that would send a message, and I thought the Emperor would come to us, but he's not going to, is he? We got to go to him.
I fear that is correct, Benny. The Emperor cares little for humans and their lives.
Oh, got to go to him.
Query, do you know the location of the Ashen Wake ritual?
From the information we have gathered from the automatons from all corners of the continent, the only logical location is by the rift in Roanoke.
That makes sense. Benny, we will have to return.
Yeah, I think we will.
Brother Catagan, I have a favor to ask.
Please ask.
We are to embark on a perilous adventure. The chances of success are negligible. I would request sanctuary for Little Tick and his siblings.
All automatons are welcome in New Meridian, especially the sons of Tok.
Okay, Tick at that is going to gesture for Little Tick to run forwards, and following him is half a dozen extra small automatons, notably
What?
not wearing armor. They appear to be designed on the same principles as Alder and the other automatons, but they look like much more biological, like they're almost like they're just like animated Jurima saplings themselves. So when Petron assisted him in sort of shaping them and growing them, Tok had the shape sort of like preset, and they grew into like almost like a mold. So they have like, it's like limbs and not quite musculature, but like they resemble, humans, sort of almost like carved out of wood. But all of them only about a foot high. And a group of say half a dozen run after Little Tick.
I'd like to imagine that they're fighting and punching each other and tripping each other up as they go.
Yeah, kind of. They kind of act a lot more like children. It's quite obvious to Benny from just like watching them, even for a second, that Little Tick is definitely like the leader of the group as much as they can be led.
So Little Tick points for them to sit down, and they all follow, and he returns just briefly. Father, am I to stay here?
That is correct. I have a job for you.
My job is to stop the Emperor, is it not?
That is correct. In case I fail, you will have to stop the Emperor when you are grown. In the meantime, there is knowledge to share. Previously, I was unaware of our brothers, and Tok gestures to the automatons in the cavern. You have all of the knowledge that I possess. You will share it with Tika and Brother Cadigan.
Father, I do not wish for you to go. I do not wish for you to die.
I do not wish for me to die either, little Tick. It is something I must do.
I understand. He turns to Benny. You will make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah, of course I will, little man. Of course.
We will return with a probability of 39%.
We have had worse odds.
That is correct. Goodbye, little Tick.
Goodbye, Father.
We will maintain communication via sending stone. Tok hands little Tick a sending stone that's, nearly as big as his own head.
And he takes it, holds it close to him, gives you a nod, and then runs off towards the other children, who then sprint off into the caverns beyond.
Okay. Tok will take out a bag, reasonably heavy laden from his cloak, and will pass it over to Tika, and will say, "He has all of my knowledge. He will share it with you. He has, however, forgotten his items. Please return his items to little Tick. He is still a child."
Understood. And Tika takes the items. Brother Cadigan begins signing again. This is an auspicious moment. You are taking on the might of a godlike creature. Are you prepared?
We are prepared to a probability of 39%.
How can New Meridian improve those odds?
The men is a good start with this, says Benny, holding up the bow.
That is correct. However, there may be further boons. Tok will take out his tablet, make a few marks on it, and then pass it over to Brother Cadigan.
Okay, what's on it?
I believe these instructions will assist. The recipe for gunpowder, for one thing.
Brother Cadigan will wave, and another automaton runs over carrying it's a different wooden box this time. It rattles as he runs. And again, Cadigan gestures for it to be opened, the clasps lift, and inside you find 4 potions. These are big, like 500 milliliters, bright red with flecks of gold floating into it. These are 4 supreme healing potions.
Ooh.
Perhaps these will help and assist to improve the probability of you surviving and being successful in stopping the Ashen Wake.
You have both mine and little Tick's thanks.
We hope that we will give you thanks of our own when this is over.
Tok will proffer Brother Cadigan a sending stone as well. Since I've got a little stash of them, I thought there's no point in keeping hold of them. It's a good person to keep in contact with.
Tika is handed it, looks at it, and then hands it back. And he then summons another automaton who comes over with a 3rd box. And inside you can find there are 10 pairs of sending stones.
Ah, okay.
Please take one of ours. Communicate whenever you wish.
I would find that to be acceptable. You have my thanks again.
And they offer one to Benny as well. And to you, Biological.
Thank you very much.
It is better to be safe than sorry. We have been trying to improve our linguistics.
How human of you.
Humans do insist on strange formations of words. We are attempting to recreate them as best we can.
I will contribute my own discoveries when I return.
Then there is nothing more to say than you will always be welcome in New Meridian. Good luck, Tok, son of Tick.
I will return once successful. Tok will turn around and walk towards the elevator again.
And with a click, it goes up.
Leaving Benny in the darkness.
Sixora and Vander. The sun has begun to rise, and slowly the celebratory vibe has diminished a little. You find yourself wandering through the streets of Lunadyne. Empty bottles are strewn everywhere, remnants of the celebration for all to see. You find yourself heading back towards the former site of Astrid's townhouse, when you are distracted by a series of fireworks going off. You follow the trails they lead, and you can see Jack the urchin setting them off. He clearly did not forget about the mission he was given, despite there being no actual house to distract guards from.
In fairness to Jack, he has achieved his goal. The only issue was timing.
You see a couple kissing in a dark alley, but it's not passionate necessarily, it's a bit sloppy. It is very much the end of the evening.
A fine evening, Sixoro. I enjoyed it greatly,
says Vander, lurching even more than usual.
All around us I see the forces of chaos bubbling away nicely. Look, young love, in the midst of rebellion, warms the cockles of my heart.
As you make your way through the streets, you hear the rattling of a wooden wheel, and around the corner, a cart appears, being driven by an early morning fisherman.
Says Vander, even in his very inebriated state, the seemingly fish-like gaze he was giving the street in general narrows to a point.
Conversationally speaking, Sixoro, lightning has just struck. Behold, as I execute the most devious plan, the most highly anticipated cart thievery anyone in the history of everyone has ever observed.
And Vander begins shambling in the direction of the cart.
Go for it, Vander, says Sixoro with one hand to his thumping head.
Observe.
Yep, and the cart sees you and begins to slow down. This is obviously not the first time he's been stopped this evening. He was unprepared for the sheer volume of people who are in the streets at this time of the morning, and he slows the horse down to a canter. Can you get out of the way, please?
Vander pauses.
You!
He says with great acclaim, and then seems to totter a bit, thinks about what he might do, and is sick. And then looks back.
Sixoro follows suit.
You!
Vander says for the second time.
Give me your cart.
You want me to give you my cart?
Yes.
Why would I give you my cart?
Good point,
says Vander, as if receiving a real intellectual challenge to a plan that was until now watertight in his mind. He casts about, looks around the street. What is around me?
So this is post-party, post-street party. There are empty bottles, there are empty boxes, there is bunting, there is bundles of rope, bales of hay. Everything you would expect to find in a busy medieval cobblestone market town.
Is there a long rest coming?
Yes.
In which case...
You make a good point, fisherman,
says Vander.
But maybe you didn't consider this.
And as the fisherman watches, the discarded beer bottles begin to turn upright, and then they begin tottering in his direction, gathering in a swelling horde of empty beer bottles, and they begin to surround the cart, menacingly making the ascension towards him.
The cart or the bottles?
Says Vander.
Give me an intimidation check.
I'm also, for reference, I've cast animate objects in a wild overuse of power. And that's a 22.
Todd, the fisherman, looks absolutely petrified by this sudden change in his situation. He just says, "Oh no, sod this. And he hops out the cart and begins to run off down the street. He stops after a few steps, quickly doubles back, pulls out a sack and stuffs as many fish as he can before the bottles reach him, ties it up and then runs off down the street.
Vander pauses as if he's about to be sick again. And Sixora, you're treated to the kind of hunched silhouette of Vander facing away from you. And then you see his two arms raise in unlikely triumph. As if such dark sorcery has rarely been witnessed, as the bottles fall again lifeless. He turns to you, Seek Sorrow, and Vander fixes you an eye, swaying slightly.
He bottled it.
That was very impressive, Vander. Well done.
Help me onto the cart now.
As Vander collapses sideways.
Yeah, Seek Sorrow catches the falling bundle of robes with a technical person inside it and I guess slings it in the back of the cart.
Onto the fish.
For the first time ever, you hear the unmistakable sounds of Vander in a deep and happy sleep.
Just in a sea of fish with no water.
That's what happens when you get absolutely lashed and then fire all your magic at a fisherman.
So Seek Sorrow is still feeling extremely queasy with now sleeping baby Voldemort in the back. All the dead fish everywhere, which can't be a great smell. He's just been sick himself. He's seen Vander be sick. Now he's got to drive a cart, so he pulls himself up into the driver's seat, pulls a big cloak hood over, like down low over his eyes, and sets the cart rolling.
And as the cart rattles through the street, you two are blissfully unaware, far behind you, of Gideon Octavius Zeno Denothlian sprinting through the street, shouting, "They forgot about me again! Come back!" And we'll end it there.
Amazing.
Amazing.
You've been listening to Dice Company's Small Embers, starring Scott Parker as the greatest swordsman who has ever lived, Bartle Schultz, Alex Morrison as Seek Sorrow, Dave Windust as Benny Quez, Charlie Blackadder as Vander Finnick, and Harry King as Talk, with Tom Patrick as your dungeon master.
Barnacle here. The humans of Dice Company would like to thank the following sweethearts for their support. Fox, J, Hilda von Greenhorn, M, Corey Mack, Dave Patterson Boy Genius, Sepulchre Stennet, Marky B, Jenny the War Camel, Stephen Sikora, Mickey Arnold, Happy Daddy Scotty, Tika, Rabbi Camel, Team #Stay Toxic, Parth Pursuit, Paris Picard, Shovels, Queenie, and an extra special thanks to our Council of the Rojan members, the Red Right Hand, Shelby Cat, purveyor of exceptional dice, SJ Phiotics, Zeus Legion, Richard Ungamus, Mama Strange, the Tabletop Astronomer, and Chris from North London.
What a shambles.
We're
doing it again.
I've got a Wikipedia page open that's simply a list of soups.
And none of them said pond but tasty.
Pond but tasty is
You ready? Yeah, that's good.
Oh my god.
Feels a bit unhinged today, Dom. I don't know if you're thinking of trying to get us under control in some way.
Welcome one and all to Dice Company Small Embers Chapter 100. Harry absolutely crushing the comedy.
Comedy? I don't understand.
I'm just being honest.
Near the forest of Lunadine. Sorry, not forest of Lunadine. The forest of Lanadine.
Brother Cadigan gestures at the huge amount of resources that they have available to them. So I wouldn't worry so much about them not having the components you require.
Okay, cool. I thought I was going to have to quickly render down Astrid.
Let's not do that.
Yes,
I'll tell you what, you
Good
message
point.
me what you want and Brother Cadigan will make that. Lore.
Thanks for listening. please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our link tree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. And we'll see you next time on Dice Company.